So it's Atlanta Pride this weekend, and I could not have picked a better double feature to kick this weekend off with than the films I watched today. The first one was Angela Robinson's Professor Marston and the Wonder Women. This is about William Moulton Marston and his wife, Elizabeth Marston, and their plural girlfriend, Olive Byrne. They were a polyamorous um, couple. Yeah, it's not a couple. They were in a polyamorous relationship, and Marston obviously wrote and created Wonder Woman. So the story sort of shows in a frame narrative Marston talking with the Decency League or some league, explaining like basically why the original Wonder Woman comics are so gay and so kinky. And in doing that, he explains how he and his wife and Olive came to be, and how their family became what it was, and how that family then inspired him to create Wonder Woman. It also explains how his work as a psychologist and his research in behavior led to the aspects of Wonder Woman's character and the sort of ideas that were found in those early Wonder Woman comics. This movie was really gay, and it is a wide release film directed by a Black woman. And I am so amazed that somebody would let this movie be in so many theaters. And I mean that in the best sense. Like, this is the kind of movie that, 10 years ago would like be in LA and play nowhere else. And thankfully we're able to have this movie play it went wide. It was Annapurna put it out, so it's Megan Ellison's company. And it's just so wonderful, and a great double feature with Wonder Woman, the movie, both of which are directed by women, so you can do a directed by women double feature. I love Rebecca Hall. I think she's one of the best actresses working today. She should have won an Oscar for Christine last year. She wasn't even nominated. Luke Evans is fantastic in this. Bella Heathcote playing the younger woman, she's great. They're all what I think I really liked about it was how you can see how each character in it was inspired by each other, and how they really, as a unit, created a great group, a great life for each other, and how all of these aspects then bled into the Wonder Woman comics, and kind of sad to watch because there's some moments, where you can see that they know what they feel, and they want to be who they are, and yet they are coming of together in the 20s and 30s and 40s, when this is just not the 20s. A little bit, it gets a little crazy in the 20s, but for the most part, this is not a time in which these sort of groupings are okay. I mean, even today, people are a little hinky on polyamory. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm bad at speaking, which is why I have a video blog. But polyamorous relationships are confusing for a lot of people, and I think still tend to be judged at a different level than quote unquote normal relationships. And that's another thing I really loved about the film, was it's challenging what is normal, and how you define normal, and who defines normal, and what and like there's moments where he's looking at sort of hazing rituals of sororities, and like those women are supposed to be the most normal, but they were doing some real fucked up shit, and it's like, so what is normal? I don't know. The issue, I think, with most of society is that we keep trying to put something at the center and say this is normal, and everything outside of that isn't, when really it's all relative. Everything's relative, and that's really what this film is having to say. But really, it's just so gay, and you should watch it just for that. And the fact that it's in 23 theaters around Atlanta right now is just bonkers to me. But in the best sense, because I would think so many people are going to go see this thinking like that it. I don't know what people are going to go in thinking, but I hope they come out thinking great things. The other film I watched was Valerie Faris and Jonathan Dayton's Battle of the Sexes. Obviously, this is about Billie Jean King and her tennis match with Bobby Riggs. Billie Jean King is played by Emma Stone. Bobby Riggs played by Steve Carell. This film really has about 3 different stories all mixed together. One is and the gets I think the least amount of screen time is Bobby Riggs and who he is and where he's at in life, that this is all he's got left is this very sexist challenge to Billie Jean. For Billie Jean, you have her setting up the Women's Tennis Association, fighting for gender equality and equal pay, and then coming to terms with the fact that she indeed likes women. All of these aspects of the film don't quite mesh as well as I would have liked, but and really I would have liked to have seen more of her coming to terms with her sexuality, but that wasn't the story they're telling. But I'm glad that they had it, because I think that previous Holly Hunter film it was a TV movie. I don't remember it really talking about the fact that Billie Jean was also gay. What was I going to say? I really hated the Bobby Riggs character, but I think you're just supposed to hate that guy because he was obnoxious and awful. And Steve Carell plays him so that you hate him, so that's good. And then he's just super obnoxious. Sarah Silverman is amazing and a supporting role, as are Bill Pullman and Alan Cumming. I love Bill Pullman so much. I cannot believe he has silver hair now. Everyone's aging. And Alan Cumming is just like the greatest Scottish elf. He should be in all things, and he makes everything better. Fanny! I don't know what my cat is doing. She's meowing. She's usually not much of a meower. So this is a very crowd-pleasing film, and I can imagine it being an Oscar nominee, because I think most people can handle this movie, and I think it's not, like, it's just gay enough, but not, like, so gay that it's going to irritate people. And I'm sad that I even have to say that, because, like I said, with Professor Marston, that movie was super gay, and I think it's going to piss some people off. And they should be pissed off, because they should be, it should make them feel uncomfortable because they're homophobic. Whereas I think even a homophobic person can maybe handle this one, but I don't know. Can homophobic people handle anything? I don't know. Every movie is gay if you really want it to be, because everyone's gay. But if everyone's gay, why is it that people are still homophobic? I don't know. It's tough. It's Pride this weekend. I'm very excited to be with my community and to march in this parade on Sunday. What else do I have to say about Battle of the Sexes? Beautiful score from Nicholas Britell. He did the music for Moonlight last year. I don't know. This was a good film. I think I have yet to see a film from Valerie Faris and Jonathan Dayton that I have not enjoyed. They are a great filmmaking team, and they get great performances out of all of their actors. And I know what I wanted to say about this film. So it almost wish it had come out last year, because I feel like a lot of American women needed to be reminded of what the shitty fucking world that we lived in 40 years ago, when sexism was so rampant and the women's lib movement really started, and people like Billie Jean were like, yo, equal pay. And then we get 40 years later and we're still not having equal pay. We still have a fucking man who is completely unqualified going against super qualified women, and winning, which is the opposite of what happens in this movie. Spoiler for history. Because because women voted for him. White women voted for him. The same white women probably who cheered Billie Jean on when they were younger in the 70s voted for this moron who's going to run us all into World War III and we're all going to die. And if a movie like this had come out last year, maybe it would have reminded them that, like, yo, we can't go backwards. But instead, we went backwards, and now we watch a movie like this, and it makes you angrier than you already were, and then you just want to, like, punch everything in the face. So, and it wasn't gay enough for me. But you should see both these movies, and you should stay angry, and you should keep pushing forward as women, and you should keep supporting women, and you should keep seeing films directed by women, and you should just do everything you can to put women forward because we've earned it. And movies like this show how much we have contributed to society, even though we continually get underpaid and often sexually harassed. So, on that note, I'm going to go to bed. There's my cat's tail. Have a good night.